Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So today I will be presenting one of my replicate project given by Ms. Wati, where the title is Investigating the Relationship Between Foreign Language and Society and Oral Performances of Non-English Major University of Mulawarman. First of all, I will tell you about the background. There will be three backgrounds about these issues. The first one is the increasing of human courtesy and developing of science and technology. It's related about the technology that commonly used to improve language skills. And the second one, English as an international communication, where everyone now can communicate with anyone from another countries. And the third one, to master the language skill, there must be something like we call factors that become barrier for student or learners to master the language effectively. So, come up with the issues. There will be two questions, which is to what extent do non-English department student experiences foreign language anxiety, and the second one is what is the relationship between foreign language anxiety and the second, language oral performances determined by learners oral exam graders. But in this case, I only focus on the first question. And then some review of literature that support my presentation is related to foreign language anxiety as a situation of a specific anxiety where sometimes students or learners cannot master the language effectively because there is like a vector filter in their body, in their themselves, that possibly that make them actually very high anxiety to speak in front of the people. And the second one, there are several debates about the effect of anxiety, and the second one, the direction of the causals and the relationship between foreign language anxiety and performance. As you know that as a teacher and who always assesses students, sometimes the students cannot perform very well in front of the people, not because they don't understand about what they are talking, but mostly they don't know how to deliver in foreign language. And this research design, this study mostly use quantitative method of questionnaire distribution that mostly that help us to analyze a bigger scale of the questionnaire, so try to collect data. And then there will be 98 participants that was chosen purposefully. All of them are students from law faculty. During the data collection who filled out the questionnaire, there were 74 students attended class in that day. Other 24 students were not coming with several reasons. The instrument used in this study is questionnaire containing the students' consist demographic information consisting name, age, and gender as briefly explained previously in this study based on Horowitz in 1988. And the data was obtained from the background questionnaire, and then questionnaire containing library skill items along with the student's grade were entered and processed using SPSS 22 type. The score for each item was calculated. The score ranged from 1 to 5, which is 5 is strongly agree, 4 is agree, 3 is neutral, 2 is disagree, and 1 is strongly disagree. And then to obtain relationship between, they actually use the Pearson correlations, but since I cannot finish the second question, so I will be explaining about the first question, to what extent students experience the foreign language anxiety. So, this is the findings. The findings I explained that using descriptive statistic. You can see that the analysis of descriptive statistic of each of the participant. You can see, like I told you before, there are 74 participants that fill out the questionnaire, but 2 of them are not finished. So there are like 2 of them are not finished, completed the questionnaire. So I take them out to avoid bias. And then the minimum was actually age is 18 years old. and the oldest one is 22 years old. And this is the frequency of the genders analysis. There will be, it's supposed to be female actually. So 33 male, and then 39 female. And another descriptive statistic, there will be 33 items in the questionnaire. So the 30 item is actually divided into 3 kind of language anxiety. The first one called as the communication apprehension items, which is the question number 1 until 11. And then the second one is actually anxiety test items, the question number 12 until 26. And the last one is negative evaluation item, question number 27 and 33. And then, based on the result, based on the result, because it's like we are going to analyze which part is actually mostly make the students feel anxiety when they are learning another language. So you can see that the question number 1 until 11, this one, is the communication apprehensions, where the most make the student feel like they are feel anxiety for is the question number 4 and 3, which is related to these questions. If you can see that, it frightens me when I don't understand what the teacher is saying in English. So among those students who answer the question, they feel like in this part, when they don't understand what the people are talking, is the most make them very worried, because they don't get the idea or something like that. So there will be some misunderstanding about the delivering the idea. And then the other one is quite bigger, which is 36.2% and 30.7 participants will actually feel overwhelmed by the number of rules that you have to learn speak English. It means that they feel like don't know what to say, because they are lack of vocabulary or lack of language stock. So they sometimes don't know what to talk. They just like silent and don't know what to say. And then the biggest item is actually number 19, which is even if I am well prepared for English class, I feel anxious about it than was about it. Which is mean that it doesn't mean that how well they prepare for the presentation or for their oral performances. They feel like worried about themselves. They feel like they don't know what to explain. They don't know what to say, because they feel like they don't know how to pronounce something in English. They don't know how to deliver everything in English. So that's the most biggest problem among the non-English department students in speaking English. The conclusion. So first, considering the consistent negative relationship between anxiety and achievement found in this study, it is suggested that teachers show more understanding about their students. I don't assess this, but I talked to several the teachers, the lecturer who teach English in that faculty. They give a different assessment between English department students and non-English department students. They have special issues to assess. That's why I think it's better for us as a teacher also do the same thing when we teach students, non-English department students, we know the goals of them. We don't let them, we don't assess them based on English mastery, because they don't want to learn English as their first language. Yeah. And the second one is the teacher required to design their class activity to help them improve themselves to improve themselves in learning English. Thank you. So, you may ask a question.
So, may I ask, what kind of method do you use when you administrate FLACS? Did you translate the question into Indonesian, or is it originally in English?
So, there will be 33 items. It has been translated to Indonesia to make them actually help them to understand more about what is actually asked in the questionnaire. So, it was translated by one of my friends, not me. So it's like what is it called? Interpreter, to help me to more understanding about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more question? No, thank you. So I close my presentation. Hope you understand what I'm saying. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.